What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP, or I like to call him the press side Phil, and the daily wrap. After a day of a low, slow, and boring gameplay. That's right, our boy Phil did not manage to hit not one goal during the day, and he was pretty sad. He wasn't happy, not gonna lie. If you didn't catch any content from yesterday, I would recommend you watch my video from last night after the Donkey Kong Bonanza playthrough, and you could hear our boys' frustrations. That's right. Definitely check that out. But if you can't, I will try to summarize what happened yesterday. So let's take a look at the daily wrap, and let's hear Phil tell us how sad and depressed he is because, of course, no DoorDash. So let's get into it.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Wednesday, the 20th of August, 2025. I'll be honest. Today, kind of a disappointing day. And it's funny because we actually had a really good week up to now. Yesterday was actually a pretty good day. The day before was really good. Here's what's going on. Here's what's been happening this week, okay? So we'll have a stream, and we'll have good attendance, pretty good engagement, and then the support will be amazing. So we'll have like a whole goal hit of support, and then we'll have extra, okay? But this week, it has never been enough to hit a second goal on one stream. So when we hit our goals, it counts as one towards the goals, and we've had up to 17 out of 20 this week. Then we'll have a stream where people will show up. We'll have decent engagement. We'll have support, but we'll be like this close to hitting a goal, and we won't hit it. I mean, we've had streams where we're like $20 away and we don't hit a goal. Like, wow, really? We're not going to hit a goal when we're that close. Yeah. So what's happened this week is, sadly, even though we've had great streams, and overall, this week has been great. I mean, we had an insanely good GTA 4 night where there was all kinds of subs and stuff gifted. We've had streams that have been above and beyond. Those are only counting like once or twice towards the goal, and then other streams aren't counting, and it evens out. So now here we are. And today we started at 17 out of 20 goals hit. For us to do DSP Tries It tomorrow, I had to hit goals every single stream. I had to hit goals on today's Mafia finale stream, tonight's Donkey Kong Bonanza stream, and tomorrow's Sweet Code N2 HD stream. Today, there was no podcast because I wanted to ensure that we beat Mafia. The good news is we beat Mafia.
All right, well, I need to stop you here because I have to chime in. So Phil, I love how you claim that you have to hit goals. As far as I know, you're not donating anything. So what you mean to say is that people have to give you money. Dents have to hit your goal because you're not doing anything but sitting there and shaking a tinged hand. That's the first thing there, Phil. Okay. Now, this whole depressed and morose, business meeting that you did last night is pretty sad and pathetic, Phil. I don't understand why. I mean, the point of these goals, Phil, is that you're not expecting to hit the goal every stream. You miss 2 streams where you didn't hit the goal because whatever, whales are tapped out. Your stepdad could only, hold the weight of the stream, but for so much until he was broke. OIC's been MIA for a few days, right? The point of you changing the goals was because you were putting way too much stress on your dents and your whales to hit your goal every single day, right? And you decided, well, this is a little different. That way everyone gets the necessary reward for donating $150, and the expectation is we don't have to hit it every day. But then every fucking day when you're slow with support, you're begging. It's worse now than when he was doing the dent streak. It's literally worse now because it's just nonstop talking about support, money. It's draining, Phil. To the point now where I don't even, when I do compilation videos, clips of Phil's gameplay, I rarely capture any of his gameplay. What I capture is all of the amount of begging that he does. And you'll be shocked. I can get a 13 to 15 minute video just clipping the 30 seconds or so that he stops his stream to beg. And I can get about 20 clips in a given video of him sitting there. Last night, Donkey Kong's playthrough was what, 2 hours of actual gameplay. And when I cut up that footage, I ended up getting 15 clips of him begging about money. And literally there was no gameplay. It was just him stomping and asking for money and donations and talking about the goals and the rewards and the DoorDash or whatever, Phil. I mean, doesn't this tell you? I know you love to say that, well, people donate to me because they love the reward. They love feasting with the pig, right? Well, doesn't this tell you that maybe they just don't care, right? If it applies in one scenario, shouldn't it apply in the other scenario? But of course not. He'll spend the rest of this video, after of course begging and complaining, he'll spend the rest of the video trying to tell everyone the reason why he didn't hit the goal. And of course, it's the games. The games are why he didn't hit the goal. Just he won't tell you, right? He won't tell you that yesterday for Mafia, he literally had an hour and a half of no gameplay. It was like a second podcast at the end of the stream where he did a Q and beg stream for over an hour, and then he did a 30-minute recap of the Mafia playthrough. He won't tell you that, and within that, he barely got any donations. Got another like 15, about another $15. So clearly, Phil, it's not the gameplay. It just isn't, man. You know, if you truly care about giving rewards, because that's what Phil will tell you. Phil said, well, I'm not upset. Well, he says, I'm not upset because I didn't get donations. I didn't hit the 150 goal. I'm upset because we couldn't add a reward to the tally. That's why I'm upset. I'm upset I can't give my viewers more content, right? Or their reward. All right, Phil, here's a challenge for you. If that's really the case, why don't you modify the goal system, right? Because I know you're complaining now that you're making $200 on one stream, but then making $90 on another stream, right? Or making $100 on one stream and 200 on another, and that only counts for 2 goals because of your, you know, your autism, right? Why don't you make it a daily goal, Phil? Why don't you make it a daily goal? If you get, say, $175 for the first stream, right? $175, that means you hit one goal of 150, and then you'll take the additional $25 and apply it to the night stream. So let's just say that you made $125 for the night stream, right? Then you technically hit 2 goals, right, Phil? I mean, let's be honest, $300 is $300. It doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get $300 in a given day. Why don't you do that, Phil? I'll tell you why he won't do that, because he really doesn't give a shit about the rewards. He really doesn't. I mean, all he cares about is hitting that magic number of 150 or 300, hitting a double goal, and eating DoorDash. That's what he literally cares about. That's it. Oh, and not giving the trolls a W. That's literally the issue that he's having here. It has nothing to do with giving anyone a reward. He can give 2 shits, honestly, because him ordering DoorDash is not like he never orders DoorDash, right, or fast food, and he eats inside, and this is like a huge treat for him. So it gives him kind of a excuse to splurge and buy a whole bunch of fast food and eat it, and it's kind of like a big reward for him. No, the guy orders DoorDash every single day. And you know, Kat, when she goes to work for a 3-hour shift, you know she's going to the food court and eating food there, right? So these people eat out nonstop. We heard during the last day off, they ordered breakfast. Who the fuck orders breakfast? You know this guy eats out every single fucking meal, man. Good Jesus. Anyway, Phil, I challenge you. If you really care about your dents that much and giving them the rewards, why don't you do a daily tally of your support? And if you hit $300, then you count that as 2 goals, regardless of how it breaks down during the day. I challenge you, brother, because then I can probably say to myself, all right, well, maybe he does care about giving his reward to his dents. Until then, just shut up, Phil. Just talk about how you're upset you didn't get money, because that's the true reason why you're spending over 11 minutes talking about money again.
And I recorded a review of Mafia, which is now live on the channel and is my highlighted video on the channel. So if you are interested in my overall thoughts about Mafia after having fully beaten it, including its length, its gameplay elements, is the game good even though it doesn't have side content, all the questions people kept asking me during the playthrough, get your answer. The review is live. uploaded and highlighted as a channel highlight, and the highlighted video on the channel if you just come to the channel, okay? So thank you for that. Give it a look. Then we did a Chill with Phil 30 to 40 minute Q&A session where I actually just hung out and just talked with the audience.
Actually, it was an hour, Phil.
Did
It
we do
wasn't
good? We did.
30 minutes.
$120. But we didn't hit the goal. And that's the problem. Now, why didn't we hit the goal? It's very simple. A lot of people didn't like Mafia. As I said, the entire time we've been playing Mafia, the old country, a lot of people felt that Mafia is a game that needed more content or more than just monster amounts of story because it's too many cutscenes and too much stuff going back to back. And I understand that. I just wish that people's mentality were a little different. I think what's happened is people have been conditioned in the last decade to want games with insane amounts of content. So even if I'm playing a narrative-based game, they can't even stand it. Oh my God, it's still cutscenes. And then they freak out and they leave. And today, attendance for Mafia was not good. Seriously, it wasn't. It was very low attendance for Mafia's conclusion because people just apparently were under the impression the game is bad. Truth is, the game was not bad. The game wasn't amazingly great either. It landed somewhere in the middle, and you can learn about that if you watch my review of it. But yeah, it is disheartening that I know that the game playthrough was decent and people just didn't show up. So it was actually good that we made what we did. Making $120 on a stream that had low attendance is actually really good. So whoever did show up to that stream and supported, thank you. But we didn't hit a goal. So tonight's late stream, Donkey Kong Bonanza heading into the end game. How do you think that went? At this point, Donkey Kong Bonanza is just a game that won't end. It's a game that endlessly continues. No matter how much I play it, no matter how much I try to turbo through it, we're still playing it. Right now, okay, we're 17 parts in. After tonight, we'll be 19 parts in. If you actually do the math, the playthrough is actually something around 25 plus hours, and we still haven't beaten it. It just keeps going. And I'm not doing every piece of side content. In fact, tonight, you'll see I skipped a lot. I had enough. I was like, I just want this game to be done with. It's too much tonight. I hate to say it. The game tried, but failed to interest me. You know, there was the first world we were finishing up from last time was the musical world, and we just had to do the finale of that world, and it was very brief. And then we went right to the next layer, which was a food layer, where everything is related to like fast food, like burgers and fries and stuff like that. Just fryer oil everywhere. Okay, fine. Except the new gameplay element added is just you have to throw salt at acid to.
All right, I gotta stop it. Good God, man. This video is not even halfway through, and he's still ranting about the same exact thing. And the last few minutes you heard right here was essentially his excuse or explanation for why he did nothing wrong. That's what you're hearing there. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. First of all, Phil, I played Donkey Kong. I beat it in under 20 hours. I think I played it for 18 hours. I did a good deal of side content. I did a good deal of exploration, and I beat the game. It's not hard. It's a very easy fucking game, Phil. My daughter played it. I think she beat it in like 16 hours. It wasn't difficult, Phil. You decided to make the gameplay as boring as possible. No commentary. Complaining, bitching about everything. Complaining about the Switch 2 and Nintendo, constantly talking about how this isn't Super Mario Brother Odyssey and that you're disappointed. Like, when you give that vibe off, Phil, that you're not enjoying a game for whatever reason, it comes off, it shows, man. But if you're actually enthusiastic about a game and you try to highlight its positives, and I'm not talking about kissing his butt as Phil loves to say. You don't need to kiss a butt game because there's no real perfect game. Every game out there, like Ghost of Tsushima, I love Ghost of Tsushima. It's my game. It's probably it's on there as one of my top 5 games ever. It's an amazing game. Is it perfect? No. It had a lot of flaws. Not even a lot of flaws. It had a good deal of flaws that were a little annoying, but overall the game was amazing, right? And if I were to do a playthrough of it, I wouldn't sit there and highlight the fucking negatives constantly and bitch. I would highlight the positives. And I would be cheerful, and I would give off the impression that I'm enjoying myself. Not you. You see this as a job. You see playthroughs as work. And you're the only fucking gamer who pretty much tries to speed through every game. I've never heard someone complain that a game is 20 hours long. Like to you, Phil, that's way too long. Mafia was too long. It was too long. It was a walking simulator, which you fucking love, but yet even complained about that. Like you just constantly fucking complain, man. Like you always complain. I can't wait until you start playing GTA 6. I can't wait for that. And I can't wait for you for those slow days and you trying to say it's not a good game. Or the pace, like I'm so sick of this asshole saying the pacing is incorrect. They screwed up the pacing. No, Donkey Kong is a really good, fun game. Is it the greatest game? No, but it's a good, fun game that you should be enjoying, bro. But because you're not making that money, you're not getting that support, then it's of course a problem. Something must be wrong with the game. No, Phil, something's wrong with you, bro. Now, the rest of this is him complaining about having to hit 3 goals on the first stream so that he can have feasting with the pig. Just give it up, bro. Give it the fuck up. And you know what's going to happen? Suddenly, on Thursday, he's going to find out that the chargebacks didn't occur, so he's going to count that as an extra goal. So, Dents, we only have to come up with OIC. I mean, you only have to come up with $300 so that we could do feasting with the pig. Let's rally. And his whole podcast is going to be him talking about money and support, just like everything else, man. He is so taxing and draining, and just sad and pathetic. But the good thing is, with every playthrough that he does this, it just exposes him for who he is. Like, you know, when people actually analyze him and see what it is, like they see stuff like this and say, oh, okay, I can see why people find him incorrigible or they can't stand this guy. So keep doing what you keep doing, Phil. I'll be here to enjoy it, and I'll be here to chronicle it, and yeah. So anyway, folks, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm not going to go through the rest of the slop. You know, it's him doing the whale call. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out.